The boxing world is in an uproar after shocking footage and reports surfaced of Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney confronting each other in what sources describe as a highly tense airport encounter that almost became physical. Just days after Shakur's dominant win over Teofimo Lopez at Madison Square Garden, the newly crowned 4-division world champion was involved in a heated exchange with Devin Haney, sparking widespread speculation about whether the two will finally settle their differences in the ring. According to several eyewitnesses at the airport, the tension between Shakur and Devin escalated quickly when the two unexpectedly ran into each other in what many suspect was no coincidence. The incident has sent shockwaves across social media, with fans scrambling to determine exactly what took place and whether any punches were thrown between the two undefeated champions who have been trading words online. What actually happened at the airport and the words exchanged between Shakur and Devin reveal a much deeper story about the rivalry that has been building for years. Before diving into the intense details of the airport clash, it's important to understand the history behind why these two top fighters currently can't stand each other. Devin Haney wasted no time inserting himself into Shakur Stevenson's celebration after the win over Lopez, posting a brief but pointed message on social media just hours after the fight that read, "I'm free." That two-word statement immediately redirected attention away from Conor Benn and placed Devin Haney at the center of discussions about who Shakur should face next at welterweight. The timing of Haney's call-out was ideal, as it came just as Shakur was calling out Conor Benn in his post-fight interview. Essentially,
and it'll be a long time coming just because of the history of everything that went on, but I'm not going to 47, so that's why I really asked him what weight.
Forcing Shakur to acknowledge him. Many within the boxing community believe Devin knew exactly what he was doing by entering the conversation so quickly and strategically, positioning himself as the biggest available fight for Shakur. Sources close to both camps have revealed that tension has been building between the two for months, with each fighter convinced he is the best technical boxer in the sport right now. One insider who asked to remain anonymous reportedly said, Shakur and Devin both believe their levels above everyone else. It's not just competition.
Or grow into whatever weight you're in.
All of us is close to the same size. You know, we're all growing together. We're all getting bigger. It's only so many guys that we could make big money and people want to see the fights, which even though I know that they making new guys, there's guys like fucking Kermel, Abdullah, all these guys want to come up.
It's personal pride and ego on both sides that makes this so explosive. The rivalry escalated further when Devin returned to social media days later with a more direct challenge, calling out Shakur by name and labeling their potential matchup as the biggest fight in boxing. Devin confidently tweeted, "Me and Shakur is the next biggest fight in boxing. I want him and Keyshawn, little bro, then big bro. I'm okay with big brother first, too." The post was calculated, as it not only targeted Shakur but also mentioned Keyshawn Davis, knowing that Shakur and Keyshawn view each other as brothers from their amateur careers. Shakur's reply was composed and deliberate, quote-tweeting Haney with a cryptic warning that stirred the boxing world and heightened anticipation. He responded, "Be careful what you wish for. Things might just happen," which many took as a direct signal that the fight could become a reality sooner than expected. The social media back and forth laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most talked about confrontations in recent boxing history when the two unexpectedly came face to face. Now, here's what reportedly happened at the airport that has the boxing world debating whether they nearly came to blows outside the ring. According to eyewitnesses at the airport, Shakur Stevenson was traveling with members of his team when they noticed Devin Haney and his crew in the same terminal at around the same time. One individual who claimed to have seen the entire encounter reportedly shared on social media, "I was at the airport and saw Shakur and Devin walk right past each other. The energy was instantly tense." Sources familiar with the incident say that instead of ignoring each other and walking away, the two fighters locked eyes and the situation quickly intensified. Individuals close to Shakur's camp claim that Devin approached first, allegedly saying something like, "You keep talking online, but you don't want any of this work in real life." However, sources from Devin's side offer a different version, stating that Shakur initiated the exchange by making remarks about Haney avoiding the rehydration clause. A member of Haney's team who was reportedly there said, Shakur started bringing up weight clauses and acting tough. According to them, Devin then stepped forward and got in his face to show he isn't afraid of anyone. The two fighters reportedly came within inches of each other in a tense face-off, with both of their teams rushing in to separate them before things turned physical. Multiple witnesses described the scene as chaotic, with both entourages trying to restrain their fighters while security personnel stepped in to prevent a full-blown brawl in the airport. One airport employee who saw part of the confrontation reportedly told colleagues, "I've never seen anything like that before. These guys were ready to throw down right there."
Like, I'm scared of, I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me, personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer.
There in front of everyone. The tension was so intense that other travelers began pulling out their phones to record the incident, though most of the footage that surfaced online was shaky and unclear about what was actually said. Sources indicate that during the heated exchange, Shakur reportedly told Devin something along the lines of, "You saw what I did to Tio. You don't want this smoke. Trust me on that." Devin reportedly responded with something along the lines of, "Teo's not me. I'm bigger, stronger, and I'll expose you for the hype job you really are when we finally get in that ring." The verbal back and forth continued for an estimated 2 to 3 minutes before security and both teams were able to create enough distance to separate the fighters. Many eyewitnesses described the tension as so high it felt like
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
fight could erupt at any moment, with both Shakur and Devin appearing ready to throw punches. One fan who captured part of the incident on video posted on social media, "Just saw Shakur and Devin Haney almost fight at the airport. Security broke it up, but this was crazy. These dudes really hate each other." Not everyone who witnessed the confrontation agrees on how close it came to turning physical, with some suggesting it was more talk than real danger.
Shakur and Devin appearing
traveler
ready and willing
nearby
to throw
offered a
hands.
different perspective,
One fan who captured
saying,
partial video of
"It
the
looked
incident
intense,
posted on social media.
but I don't think they were
Just saw
actually going
Shakur
to
and
fight.
Devin Haney almost
Both
fight
had
at
too
the
many
airport.
people around
Security
them
broke it
holding
up,
them
but this
back.
was crazy.
Regardless of
These
whether
dudes really
punches
hate
were
each other.
thrown or how
It's not like he's a stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the out.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer. How do you... So that's how I feel about the...
close it got to violence. The incident has sparked massive buzz and speculation about the implications for a potential fight. Boxing insiders quickly began analyzing what the airport encounter
traveler who was
reveals
nearby
about
during
the
the
genuine
incident offered
animosity
a
between the
different
two elite
perspective,
fighters
sharing,
and whether it makes
looked
the
intense,
matchup more or
but
less
I don't think they
likely.
were actually going
Promoter
to fight.
Eddie Hearn, who has ties to both fighters through various business relationships, commented on the situation via social media without confirming specific details. Hearn posted, "The boxing world wants to see Shakur versus Devin. If there's real tension between them, that only makes the fight bigger and more compelling for fans who want to see it settled." Many boxing analysts believe that the airport incident, whether as intense as reported or exaggerated on social media, shows that both fighters truly want to test themselves against each other.
I think Devin's either going to win really easily or he's going to get knocked out. You know, the thing is Devin and Bill particularly are concerned about getting hit, right?
Veteran trainer Teddy Atlas commented on his podcast saying, "When fighters have real animosity like this, it usually means the fight happens eventually. Nobody wants to back down from that challenge." The big question now is whether the airport confrontation will help move negotiations forward or create more obstacles for making the fight happen. Sources close to the discussion say the main sticking point between Shakur and Devin remains the rehydration clause that Shakur insists on for any welterweight fight against a naturally bigger opponent. Shakur has been firm that he will only face Devin.
Will make, for electricity. I don't know if they will, but I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science.
At 147 pounds, if there is a strict 10-pound rehydration limit to prevent Haney from gaining too much weight overnight. One person familiar with the talks reportedly said, Shakur is not budging on the rehydration clause. He saw what Conor Benn did with that same clause against Eubank, and he wants the same protection. However, Devin Haney has historically resisted rehydration clauses, arguing that fighters should make weight and then be allowed to rehydrate naturally without restrictions. Sources close to Haney suggest that he sees Shakur's insistence on the clause as a sign of fear and an acknowledgement that he can't compete with naturally bigger welterweights. A member of Haney's team reportedly told associates, if Shakur was...
How does that fight get made then?
If he's not going to agree, then we probably don't fight, so he's just wasting time. We'll see, but I'm a businessman at the end of the day, and like I said, he did a rehydration clause with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank was in the ring half dead. Why can't he do the same thing?
Really confident in his skills, he wouldn't need all these clauses and protections. Just make the weight and let's fight like men. This disagreement over contract terms has been the main reason the fight hasn't been made yet, despite both fighters publicly stating they want to face each other. The airport incident has added another layer of tension, as both sides now feel pressure to show they're not afraid and that they're willing to make the fight happen on their terms. Fan reactions to the confrontation have been intense, with social media exploding with debates over who would win if the two actually faced off in the ring. One passionate Shakur supporter tweeted, Devin can talk all he wants.
I'm gonna flip it up. No doubt in your mind. You get in the ring, you beating Devin Haney. Now, is another one after that?
Let me ask you a question then. I'm gonna answer your question with a question. Do you have two eyes?
Yes.
Can you pay attention to boxing? Look at him and look at me.
But Shakur would box circles around him just like he did to Teo. It won't even be competitive. Shakur by decision easy. Meanwhile, Haney fans responded just as strongly, with one writing, Shakur struggled with smaller guys. Devin's too big, too strong, too long. He'll jab Shakur's face off for 12 rounds and win easy. This division among fans highlights the genuine uncertainty about how this stylistic matchup would play out if both fighters agreed to terms and entered the ring. Boxing analyst Tim Bradley shared his thoughts on the potential fight during a recent ESPN segment, breaking down the fighter styles and strategies. Bradley explained, this is a chess match.
Oh, if you know you can beat him, just fight him.
Yeah, but why would I fight this for the least money that I could get when it's like, okay, cool, it, let's go through the WBC, because that's what I did that they trying to ignore. Right. They going to ignore that whole part. I said, it, WBC, y'all do y'all job, enforce the fight, and we're going to do it that way.
Between two of the smartest fighters in boxing. Shakur has the slicker defense, but Devin has the size and reach advantage that could be the difference maker. Former champion Andre Ward, who has worked closely with Shakur as a mentor and co-manager, also offered his perspective on what the airport incident could mean for the fight's future. Ward posted on social media, real competitive fire between elite fighters is what makes great fights happen. If both sides want it bad enough, they'll find a way to agree on terms. The financial stakes of this fight are huge, as many experts believe Shakur versus Devin could generate...
The kind of being, I respect what he does and how he does it, but the skill set, bro, is different. They say them boxers boring, man. Why they be saying that? They say the boxers boring, but the boxers, they can deal with any style, though.
Massive pay-per-view numbers if promoted with the personal rivalry angle. Sources within the boxing industry suggest both fighters could earn career-high paydays, potentially making multiple millions each from the bout. One promoter who asked to remain anonymous reportedly said, this fight could do 500,000 buys or more on pay-per-view if marketed correctly. The airport incident just adds more fuel to sell the personal rivalry. The timing of this potential fight is also a major topic of discussion, with some suggesting it could happen in late 2026 if negotiations move quickly. However,
this fight could
others
do
believe that the dispute
500,000
over the
buys or more on
rehydration
pay-per-view
clause
if
and other
marketed
contractual
correctly.
issues
The
could
airport
delay
incident
the
just
fight
adds
until
more
2020.
fuel.
The minute Shakur gets confident enough, because you heard it after when he was just like, I could have stopped him, but he started fighting back.
27, or even prevent it from happening entirely if neither side is willing to compromise. Shakur has other options, including a fight against Conor Benn in England or potential matchups with other welterweight champions if talks with Haney fall through. Meanwhile, Devin also has alternatives, such as a possible rematch with Ryan
Potentially
Garcia,
happen is also
which
a
would
major
likely
topic of
generate
discussion,
even bigger
with some
commercial
people
numbers
suggesting it could be
despite the
made for late
controversy surrounding their
2026 if
first
negotiations
fight.
progress
The key
quickly.
question is whether both fighters value proving who is the best pound-for-pound technician enough to make the necessary compromises to actually get the fight agreed upon and scheduled. As news of the airport confrontation spreads, generating millions of views and comments across...
Ryan Garcia, you good for nothing in the sport of boxing. You come out with 4 or 5 days left to your 4th positive PED test, and you say now you want to start your own league, that you don't care if you're banned from the sport of boxing. Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, you and everybody with you need a foot in your ass so you can call it the full of shit league.
Across social media, the pressure mounts on both sides to deliver what fans are demanding. Both Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney have built their careers as undefeated champions who fear no one. So backing down now would seriously harm their reputations.
Available,
The airport
including
incident,
the Conor Benn fight
whether
in
as
England
dramatic
or
as some
potential
reports
matchups
claim
with
or
other
slightly
welterweight
exaggerated
champions
through
if the
social
Haney
media,
negotiations
has
fall
made
through
this
completely.
fight feel inevitable
Meanwhile,
to many
Devin
observers.
also has alternatives,
That's all
including
for
a
now.
potential
For the
rematch with
latest
Ryan
updates on
Garcia
news,
that would likely
moments,
generate even bigger
events,
commercial.
35?
I want to see whoever.
You want to see whoever?
Whoever.
What about Devin Haney? You think Devin Haney ducking?
Man, I ain't even trying to get into the commotion, but as of right now, I don't feel like nobody really lining up to fight me. I think I say a lot of people's names, but you don't like hear nobody say my name.
Happenings in the world of boxing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications to stay informed whenever we release content like this. Until next time, peace.
Contractual